Okay, as promised, I want to show you how this build works out in the PvP area in the mist because things are a little different. Right off the bat, one of the things you'll notice when you look at your gear is that you've got two tabs, right? The standard equipment and PvP equipment. So in the other video you saw, we got this toughness, vitality, condition damage build running a berserker condition power sigil. So this is the scepter focus build. Now when you switch over to the PvP, obviously you've got all these, these amulets. We're using a carrion amulet, which is which vitality and power and condition damage. So you're not getting the toughness bonus that you would have, but the health number is not that much different. The health number is pretty much almost the same as it is in PvE, which I'll switch back to PvE in the end so you can see it. But the damage number is higher. Okay, this is 900 power, and then we're using Rune of Adventure, which is condition power, condition damage, and then there's a 25% endurance after using a healing skill. I found that's useful as compared to this one because there isn't an exact match. The Rune of the Berserker is different in PvP, and that's true of all the sigils and everything. Now the build is exactly the same with Fire, Earth, Arcane. There's a screenshot of that on the article. You can see, download the attachment. Nothing is different about the actual specification, so you can look through that yourself. Pretty straightforward. Now here's some of the details that you need to notice that are a little different. Is the power might increase as you're using your base ability. So when you're in Fire, which I'm pretty much in, that's the main DPS. When you're doing this, if you go down to here, your fire weapon gain reduced recharge, deal more damage to burning foes, inflict burning and radius, blah, 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 right? Gain a fire or damage to nearby foes when you're tuned to fire. Burning you inflict has increased duration. Your critical hits gain a chance to inflict burning. Gain power while in fire entombment. So you're not gaining power standing around, right? You're going to gain power, as you start nuking. So as you start nuking with Flame Strike, this stuff's going to go up. So gain might for using any skill while attuned to fire. Well, obviously you're going to use the skills attuned to fire. What you want to do, the short duration on this is only 6.5 seconds. So if you are continually white swinging, right, or using Flame Strike repeatedly, the might number is going to go up. So we're just going to start doing some Flame Strikes in this. You see this number start to go up. Now what will happen, this is going to increase your damage tremendously. You can also see that's increasing your condition damage, but it gets to a point where it's kind of ping-ponging back and forth. 25, 10, 2000, and it just goes down. We'll just keep it going on this, right? So if you're on a map and you watch some of the videos of me playing, you'll see that, as you're playing and you're doing this in between the other rotations or doing things like this and stuff and putting the signets on targets, you've got to keep that Flame Strike going because it's going to benefit your damage output. Pretty straightforward. There's not really a lot to it. When you switch out back into Earth, this is going to drop down low, right? It's going to drop way down. The might's about to drop. Let's let that drop. Okay. Just remember, the Earth is just to prevent yourself from being critically hit. You can't be crit while tuned to Earth. But when you switch into Fire, you're initially going to get 2 stacks of might. So if you're running around in Earth and you make sure you don't get nailed, you can't be crits in case someone unsuspectingly starts shooting you. The moment you switch to Fire, you're going to gain that might stack. So let's just do that again. So one trick you can do, you can run around like this in Earth stance, right? Let's go kill the little ranger down here without using signets. So you run around Earth stance, got a buff on yourself, maybe start dotting the guy up. He sees you. Switch to Fire right away, and then you start doing your rotation on the guy. And I haven't done any signets, right? Now let's just take a look at the fire on this, right? Let's just check this out. So this, you can see this is stacking up really, really high. And that's like, what, 10 stacks of might, and it starts to decay pretty quickly. So that's really the main difference between the PvE version. Everything else is exactly the same. The health is pretty much the same. The recharge rate's the same. The duration on the conditions is a little longer in PvP because of the difference between these two things here. So I also have the Sigil of Agony, which is longer duration and 25% more burning duration. But you'll see on this one, I'm using 20% longer and 10% longer. So, it's a little bit different, but not much. Which is a good thing, because there's some builds you'll put together that you'll try to play that in PvE feel awesome, and you'll come out here to the PvP area and you're like, wow, look at my crit, it's really high, but then your power's a lot lower. That's basically it. Just a quick little video to show the difference of what this is like. I'll just kill a couple of these easy to kill enemies here with the regular rotation just so you can see. And of course, when you're in PvP, one good thing that's really nice to be able to do is just constantly keep running around, not have to worry about having to wait for something to recharge or a certain rotation you can't normally use. Of course, someone else always got to interfere, right? But that's basically the build, and I just wanted to share that with you so you can see how the difference between your PvE gear and the Sigil. So you're using Carrion, using Adventure. There's a couple other ones you could use here. These are just for longer durations, and the power's going to build up when you're using Flame Strike, because anytime you do that in Fire, that's going to really boost you. Okay, that's it for this one. I'll attach this to the posting so you can compare this to the other PvE video. Talk to you later.